Hi everyone, just a quick live vlog because I'm not going to be able to get much out in the next week. Well, I might be able to, but I might not be able to. I've got a review going out tomorrow, and I had a few questions this week from emails, which was nice from people that have watched these little rambles, these little improvised rambles. Sorry, it's quite dark, isn't it? Let me just see if I can brighten it up a bit. Probably not, but there you go. There was something I was going to mention from a book. Yes, because some people say, let's have a look at more of your books. I think I talked about the magic of Michael Amar. I was going to say something about that, but I do want to talk about this a little bit. No, I do want to talk about that, but I picked up the wrong one. That. Did you catch up with this? And like, no, Pete, I'm desperate. I was thinking about that, weirdly enough, when I was cycling yesterday. And I was just like, oh my God, I haven't caught up with him, Dave. And so I was going to search the messages that you left, that sent me, to find out what his surname was. So we'll be able to find it. It's in the comments, isn't it, somewhere? Sorry, I'm just faffing around. Again, not exactly entertainment, I know, but hang on. I need some light. It's not light enough, is it? Hang on. That's a bit light. Oh, I don't know. Anyway, no, so I'm going to. So if you could remind me of his, in the comments, remind me of his name, that'd be great. But I'm sure it was the same bloke. I'm absolutely sure of it. This Revelation book, this is a real joy. I've been going through it again, and I've been going through probably more the Inner Secrets trilogy, Di Vernon. Man, I haven't got it on me. It's at home because I'm rereading it at the moment, but I forgot how good that stuff is. And you know, because I sort of learned most of my magic from card magic from card college. Yeah, that'd be great, Pete. Thanks. And then went back and sort of read Vernon and stuff like that, and I've just been rereading again because I haven't for so long the Inner Secrets, and it's just all the pull through and push the push through and pull out shuffle in there, the notice cascade, which I forgot was in there, a trick cannot be explained, obviously, all this stuff that we sometimes forget the origin. I know that most people know it's in there, but I'd kind of forgotten which book it was in and hadn't gone back for a long time. But this Revelation book, because it kind of takes Erdnase, and it is an expensive book, but out of all of them, because Erdnase is a brilliant book, obviously, you know, don't say it isn't, because you get lynched, but it's kind of, it's a bit of a dry old read, you know, because I think because of the lack of, I like books that go into detail, and the more detail they go into, the more I enjoy them, as long as the detail is kind of written in a way that is palatable. And I like the detail of this. So this Revelation book takes kind of Erdnase and Vernon stuff and more, and kind of goes into deep detail with it. And it's just a beautiful book. Look, and so I haven't got a mic or anything today. It's kind of guerrilla, you know. It's just stunning. But you know, it's got really nice photos of the Erdnase stuff and additions, you know, of what they're like to do in the real world, and it's just. And look, every page it just goes in better for some reason. The way it's set out, the typeset, the photos, it's just, I'm amazed at this, and I know that a lot of people know about the book, but I'm amazed that it isn't up there with the ones that we'll talk about an awful lot, because it is just beautiful, and it's got everything in it. You know, it's just got, you know, the systems of shuffling and palming, but with all this backup. So the way it's annotated is really lovely. But what I wanted to talk about a little bit was this. I got a Genii subscription again. I haven't for a long time, because I used to have one. I just didn't have time to, and I kind of when I was in my wilderness years with magic, and I just found this thing in Genii April 1948, and I'm really enjoying going back and reading these old Genies, and this is great. This is on it's near the end, and there's this little article in the corner by Bert Feinson, right, or Feinson, I'm not sure the pronunciation, and this is 1948 or 1948, April 1948, and it just makes me realise that nothing's changed. But I love the way this is written. So it's a little article, and it says pests in magic, meaning people that are a pain in the, I know you mean know what pest means, but you know, in this context, that need exterminating. And I love the way that start. It's not like people that are a pain or people that are quite annoying, like people that need exterminating. So number one is the bug who is, that's the insult. The bug who 10 minutes after buying a trick insists on doing it for you, and of course louses it up. And weirdly enough, there's two types of people, isn't there, with magic tricks for me. One is the sort of person that, like he says, that buys a trick and 10 minutes later messes it up. Actually, I think there's a lot more people that buy a trick, can do it very well, and actually never do it. And I've fallen into that category sometimes. It's just that fear comes to you, and you can't imagine performing it live. So, and then the neophyte who shows off by trying to show up the experienced performer at an informal gathering. Absolutely, especially. And again, it's just amazing. It's 1948, that many years ago, and this happens all the time. You're doing a gig, and it's someone who hasn't got a clue what they're doing. Says, "Give me the cards. I'm going to impress everybody." And I actually don't mind it when that happens. It kind of gives me a break. But it doesn't annoy me at all. But I just find it quite fascinating that someone would want to do that. And there's two people. There's sort of, some people do it in that sort of playful way, isn't there? And that's fine. And some people do it in a kind of, no, I'm going to impress everybody now. The termite, who knows exactly who did your pet effect first, usually himself. Yeah. The visiting magician, unknown to you, who visits backstage before you go on just to see how you set up. And you do get that quite a lot. You get, and I suppose it's people that don't understand that before you go on stage, sometimes you've got that fear, and holding a conversation for me 10 minutes before I go on stage, I just find really, really difficult. And I get really tired, etc. The ready bug that always jumps up first at a magic show when a volunteer is required, then smart Alex is so-called help detracting from the magician. So, the thing is with that in it, never ever choose someone to come on stage with you who wants to, basically. Or that doesn't want to. It's got choosing a volunteer is quite an art, isn't it? And for me, it's someone that is okay, happy coming up, but isn't too enthusiastic. You want a kind of bit of natural nervousness, I think, to someone who is going to come on stage and be with you. And the minute someone tries to kind of, play too much, it can be really, 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 really difficult. The educated moron. So I just love the way this is okay. Could you get away with this now, do you think? The educated moron that explains how each trick is done to his neighbours at a public show. He's number one pest. He is the number one pest, or she. And this still is huge, isn't it? When you're doing a trick and you see the whispering. You see the constant whispering, which is kind of understandable in a way, I suppose, if people are a bit drunk, but it's really hard. The ladybug who knows it all just because her husband magician once in a great while has her launder his silks. Brilliant. Yeah, great. The gimmick gadfly that just can't credit skill alone, claiming it's all done with gimmicks, of course. And actually, what weird thing I find sometimes happens now is that people say things like, "Oh no, that's done. It's sleight of hand," and it's like, as if they've sussed you out. And it's like, well, yeah, it's not real magic. The private party crasher, uninvited, but bent on showing the guest magician that he too belongs there. And the lobby louse during intermission, telling all who might listen how much better he is, or his closest friend is, or could do something outstanding. Could do the outstanding routine just witnessed. So I thought I'd share that with you because I just love that. I didn't realise that with Genii you got all these back issues back to the 30s, and there's one that's really interesting. I think it's in the first edition that you can get, which is talking about the 10-year anniversary or the death of Houdini, 10 years after he died, and talking about how strong Houdini's wife was still 10 years after he died, and how she was still part of the community and stuff. And I thought that was, there's something about reading this stuff when it was written and understanding that we kind of, I think when we see the past as human beings, we almost see it as a kind of really weird version of now, and we sort of look back and we think, oh, it must have been, we almost imagine it in black and white, don't we? You know what I mean? The way it was, and we see people as almost being a bit laughable sometimes. And it's clear that, you know, when you do read that, it was a really vibrant community, and people were thinking. So I mean, you can read that stuff. You know, the language is a bit dated now, but we still have the same problems in Magic, and nothing really changes, does it? It's like you could have read that yesterday. So anyway, there's a little ramble for Genii. I'll try and find some other interesting stuff and discuss it. And if anybody's got any comments, that'll be great. But I'll do a proper. I know this has been completely rambly, but that's the way it is sometimes. Tomorrow there'll be another review of No Sense, which is an interesting coin routine by Kyle Littleton. Any questions? Anybody would like to see some reviews? Because Murphy's send me a list every month, and sometimes it's difficult to know what ones to choose. So if any, you know, I can't promise anything, but I'll do what I can. And go check out my card magic course. It's really, I've just got some permission from quite a lot of decent magicians. Roberto Jobby, Daryl's wife, as I've said, Alison, to teach some of Daryl's stuff. We've got Roy Walton, and who was the last one? Oh God, Roberto Jobby was the last one. There's someone else as well. Anyway, so we're getting permission from to teach other people's stuff in there, which is really exciting. As well as all the moves. I teach loads from Erdnase and things like that, and it's all there's 200 odd video tutorials on there now. So go and check it out, cardmagiccourse.com. It's only $9.99 a month, so have a look at it. And if you don't like it, you've only spent a tenner, haven't you? And you can unsubscribe. And my old Instagram is Steve Faulkner as well. So thanks a lot. Thanks a lot for your continued support. Any questions at all, do let me know, all right? Take care. Bye. Oh, God. This is funny. There's nowhere for me to turn it off. There's literally nowhere for me to stop it. Oh, there it is.